Hey, fellow skeptics. This is going to be a short one. I don't anticipate you guys hopping on, but I put it on the back burner for as long as I have. And I know I was going to put together a set of stuff, and I'll probably talk about it in another video, but you're kind of seeing what's going on. Um, Yesterday, I finally hit a breaking point, and so I called 911 to ask for a paramedic to get me over to the ER. So since yesterday afternoon, I've gone through a battery of tests, which I appreciate. Where I do appreciate the number of tests they did, to the degree they did, and I think they did the diligence in finding root cause as to what's been ailing me for the last, I can say, month, literally. And they chalked it up to mainly heart failure and then my ongoing bout with diabetes, which I've known for almost 2 decades. And this is going to be my second day, or starting into the second day of being at the hospital. So, you know, part of it is pride on my part, stubbornness, or I didn't listen to folks. And and it's been humbling, especially knowing that my dad just took a flight after I told him what happened, flew out, and he's in town. He'll be in town for the next few days. So that's where I'm at. So my guesses about what caused my inflammation wasn't, for me, didn't seem like anything. It might be allergy related, may not be. But I know it's been my ignorance of tackling my bouts of hypertension. So as it stands, after a whole that's been done, my BP appears to have normalized for the moment. It's been consistent. Um, my diabetes is type 2. I'm not insulin dependent, but resistant. And I've been getting a lot of insights from my nurses. And so that's been that's been assuring, double assuring. My liver is fine, kidney is fine, and I'm thankful. And my worst fear was something cancerous. As it stands right now, they they did not find, at least they didn't say anything to me about having prostate cancer or anything like that. So I'm happy. All things considered, I'm left with one job is because of the heart failure. The end result was the progression of my body swelling up. You can tell from head to toe. I normally don't have this puffy looking face, so there's that. But slowly but surely, I've noticed my veins coming back, things that I'm used to seeing. So that's kind of like a miracle in itself. And I don't know, I had to hide my chuckling inside because the lab techs were trying to draw blood. And it was like, find the vein, when my body's all swollen up. Yeah. And it was kind of humorously insightful, finding what tricks in the bag they had to help find the vein. And last day and a half has been a really blessed amount of time. See my dad connecting more strongly with my church community, and the outpouring and support of my church community. And I have acknowledged that this is all facing the music of the realities I'm meaning to tackle and wrestle with. You know, that I can only go through so much troubleshooting on my own. That, yes, I have to rely on those experts. And they've been all Curtis, thank you for tuning in. So yesterday, phoned myself into the emergency room yesterday afternoon. I had a breaking point with my swelling that I just couldn't move. I thought I was getting better. I had those false positives, and then it just eventually blew up in my face. Putting on my pants was a chore. I was shortening my breath, and so on. And, fooling myself, thinking, I can get through this on my own. But I am very thankful. Like I said, when I checked myself in, it was a revelation to see how far they would go to get to the root cause. Not many places will do that. I just found out my brother was given the wrong meds for his condition. And that's one thing I have to say, that I've been lucky to go to a place that will go to the lengths they did to figure out what exactly is going on. Like, I had ultrasounds on my legs, ultrasounds on my heart, a CT scan on my chest, X-ray on my chest, all sorts of stuff. A lot of blood tests, blood draws, And I often joke that, with my tattoo work, having, I've gone to the tattoo parlor a few times already. I shouldn't have a phobia about needles. There's no excuse. So if I spent hours in a chair getting poked and prodded by needles. So who am I to say I can't do that needle? So, but it's been funny. Just they even said, "Hey, here's a TV," but honestly, I don't know what's good on TV anymore. But yeah, I've been meaning to give you guys an update, but I didn't. Of course, nobody wants it to be like this, but when I talk about authenticity, this is what's really going on. I appreciate that, Curtis. Thank you. It's funny. I joke now that because, but I was advised that with the fluid that is gathered because of the heart failure. That my main job is to get that fluid out of there. And that is the easiest and toughest job to do. But I can't complain. I was more surprised that my carb cap was higher than anticipated. Some of the diabetics I talked to talk about 20 grams of carbs. I'm like, interesting. But they gave me a higher limit of 60-ish. And the food on the plate is just an insurance policy if you want to eat everything. Sometimes you just gotta say to yourself, nah, I'm full. I'm, and I was very much glad when the doctor came and told me, the martial arts that you've been doing, the activity that you've been doing, that might have helped curtail things getting much worse than, because I didn't have it addressed medically and so forth. And that might have helped me out in the long run. So I feel vindicated in that respect. Yeah. Yep. Because I think even when I found out that the diabetes got more real in '09, I figured, okay, I gotta find a way to beat this. Especially when they said, few lifestyle changes, diet changes. I appreciate that. And I am feeling a lot better, and I know it may not be much in an objective sense, but I think I'm in a better place. Like, they told me that my oxygen level was very low at the time, and over a day and a half, it's reached normalcy, and I believe for now I'm off oxygen. So that's cool. And I can't complain about the meals. May not look like much, but they fill me up. And I feel bad for my dad because he said he's gonna stay at my place. If it's a bloody sty, and he said, "Well, I don't know what else I'm gonna do. I'm gonna help clean it up." I'm like, "Thank you, Dad. You don't have to." But, I just, I know in a lot of certain church traditions they say saved alone. Not in my particular Christian tradition, and I see that in spades. Like, my priest came over this morning, gave me a prayer, and my dad was there to capture some of it, and I was anointed. And yeah, and it's just amazing with, a lot of people talk about, oh, why is medical care in America so expensive? You see all the equipment they lug around? I mean, the cardiograms, the ultrasounds, the X-rays, the CAT scans. I wonder what my bill would be like. But the care staff, the fact that I've got pretty much care around the clock, and I can just summon them at the press of my button. And for the fact that they were able to find me a hospital bed in due time. And it's just, yeah. Thank you. Appreciate that, Curtis. I know my dad told me, he said, yeah, it's just money. You'll deal with it. And yeah. It's, my current caregiver is so willing and so helpful. You need more mozzarella cheese? We have tons. Okay. Yep. Appreciate that. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Curtis, for tuning in. And for anybody else working, thank you for tuning into this update. The hope is I'll be here for maybe another day, hopefully no more than 2. But as long as I do my job, like they got me on a liquid restriction. So I got to cut it short, guys. All right. Bye-bye.
Knock, knock.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.